We're back again, this time looking at more profiles, and on this occasion, it's the Legacy profiles.
Yes, I mean, we had nothing for ages, or very little for ages, and then we got more and more and more, and now we've got everything, and yeah, trying to work through it all.
It's been a busy week.
It has indeed, and this is one I've been really looking forward to.
Yeah, same here, and what makes this one even more exciting is it's a free downloadable PDF.
Yes.
Meaning that we can actually screen share.
Hey!
So there was a comment last time stating that you guys struggled to follow along because you couldn't see what we were talking about. But this time, you know, because it's not a paid for product, we can just get it up on screen and share it with you guys. How exciting.
Yeah, which is great. And I have old profiles in front of me from the last edition, so we can do some comparisons and see. You won't be able to see them on screen, but yeah, if anything pops up,
yeah,
I'll let you know.
Let's see how things are improved. All right,
Yes.
We start off then on this occasion with Banderbras Took.
What a guy. What a hobbit, I should say.
What a hobbit.
Yes. He's gotten actually 10 points more. So it shows that they are balancing things straight away.
Yeah.
And changing things with this legacy. He's not just adding an intelligence value and going, oh, that's that.
Now, I've never used this model
Yeah.
in either edition, but what stands out to me immediately is that clean strike special rule. Did he have that before?
No, he did not.
So that's essentially a heavy blow light.
Yes.
On a natural 6, that deals 2 wounds, which is cool. I like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it is really cool. I mean, like, this is a Hobbit army I think I could see myself trying out.
Yeah?
Yeah. Like I say, he's improved in fight value. He's gone up to 4 instead of 3. So fight 4 Hobbit isn't the worst thing in the world because he does also have strike.
Yeah.
So he could maybe beat a captain or 2.
It's true.
The other stats are kind of similar. But yeah, it's just the fact that clean strike, he's a leader for Hobbit shows and stuff. It just makes him interesting.
And he can throw stones. Strength 1.
Love those stones. The best wounding things ever.
Good start.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, we have Knight of the White Tower. This is one I'm quite gutted is no longer an official model, I guess you could say. So 75 points, is that?
Yep. That's up 15 from the last edition.
This boy must have got good. Fight 6, is that?
That's gone up. He was fight 4.
Oh, wow, that's a big increase.
Fight 5. Sorry, shoot 4.
James, forgot how to read.
Yeah,
2 wounds, 2 attacks. So basically a captain. He gets heavy armor and the White Sword of Gondor, which, it's 2-handed and gives the Hero of the Mighty Blow special rule.
Yep.
That's very cool. He has strike. A Blade Lord's skill, if he's engaged in combat with an enemy hero, he may re-roll a single d6 in the dual roll, essentially becoming a banner for himself.
Which has changed, because a Blade Lord skill used to be, if he rolls a natural 6, the 2-handed penalty doesn't apply, which is now a general rule in the game. So he still has that, technically, and he's now better for it.
I like this. We don't have any Knights of the White Tower.
No, they were quite... It was almost like... I felt like there was always better things.
Yeah.
But they look cool, so thematically we might have to.
Yeah, I'd love to give them a go.
Somewhere.
I would definitely like to give them a go.
It's going to be someone who's trying to get rid of theirs now because of this, so we'll snap him up.
He's also been added to Minister at the top of the walls and Defenders of the Pelennor. Moving on, we have Anborn, Ranger of Ithilien. This is one of those that I was, Anborn and Mablin, the 2 Rangers, I was devastated to see these go.
Yeah.
Like, really, really sad because mainly I had just painted them both up like a month before this came out and I was really happy with my paint job. But anyway, you know, on to the profile.
Yeah, the main differences really seem to be he's now got Sharpshooter. He already had Woodland Creature. Stats-wise, basically the same. Lethal Aim, I believe, is the same. It used to be he may spend a point of might without reducing his store, even if he's got no might, to either modify a hit roll, in the way roll, or to wound roll.
Yeah. This is the same, it just worded slightly different as he gets a 3 point of might that's lost if he doesn't spend it. Same thing.
Yeah. It says shooting attack in that, but it didn't say shooting attack in what I'm looking at before.
Really?
Yeah, so it just said to hit in the way or to wound roll. So
that's got to be a typo.
That might be a typo in this, yeah, because or that's a typo they've corrected in this edition perhaps. Or maybe it was FAQ'd after, I don't know.
I imagine it's probably just putting it onto that list builder. Yeah, a cool model regardless. Then we've got his partner in crime, Mablin. By the way, they've both been added to the Garrisons of Ithilien list.
Yep.
So, Same points, similar stat line for this, but he has Bird Calls, which is Mablung and any rangers of Gondor, including Faramir, Madril, Danrod, and Ambon. Within 6 of him, gain the Stalk Unseen special rule. Additionally, Mablung and any rangers of Gondor, including those, within 6, ignore the Stalk Unseen special rule of enemies. It's quite cool.
Yep, that's exactly the same. In terms of everything else, he seems basically exactly the same, except he's gone up 5 points.
Oh, well, what do you know?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We have Kirion, Lieutenant of Amon Barad, which just sounds really cool. I want to be a Lieutenant of Amon Barad. So he's 65 points, fight 5, strength 4, defense 6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 2/1 on Might Will Fate. He has Resolve and Strike, and his special rule is Boldest of the Bold. He gains +2 to his courage test when attempting to charge an enemy with terror. Additionally, when an enemy model with the Blades of the Dead special rule makes strikes against him, he treats his courage value as 4+ rather than 6+ before any modifiers are applied.
Okay, so he gets the bonus to his courage on those as well. That's pretty cool.
He's only been added to the Minas Tirith list, though.
Okay, fair enough. So he's one where his Might, Will and Fate have changed, and I think this has become a fairly general one, in that not many heroes have 3 might anymore.
Yeah.
Most of them have been put down to 2, so the ones with 3, it feels more impressive.
Yeah.
So where he was 3/1/1 before, he's now 2/2/1, which I
Yeah.
do think is the general change. They've taken off the 1 might, added it to a will
Yeah,
instead.
which is fair enough.
Yep, and he's actually 10 points more expensive.
Oh, wow. Moving on, the Men-at-Arms of Dol Amroth. What a sad one. So this one is one I kind of don't get being taken to Legacies, when they've put so much attention at the moment into Dol Amroth. They've resculpted Imrahil, released him with a new on-foot and mounted sculpt, and they've also just announced a made-to-order Knights and Warriors of Dol Amroth, which literally was on the Warhammer community article yesterday. All that attention on Dol Amroth, and they got rid of one of their main units, which I find very, very strange.
Yeah, weirdly enough, this profile is not appearing,
Oh,
so I can't look at this one. Don't know why.
well,
But I imagine it's still kind of the same. Again, I feel like people are going to still want to include this, but again, it's the new edition. Prince Imrahil's a bit iffy, and
He is.
their main benefit is being around Prince Imrahil. So
but because him being iffy, I feel like it should make everything else better.
yeah, maybe.
And I think, well, maybe on the counter-argument to that, the fact that everything else gets better when you have Imrahil is a reason to take Imrahil. He may not be that good, but he makes everything else really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, he's been added to the, or they have been added to the Defenders of the Pelennor, Men of the West, the Fiefdoms, and the Grief of Aemir. What's next? Grimbold of Grimslade.
Poor old Grimbold.
Another one that I'm very, very still surprised. Like, this is a character that's literally in the movies, and it's gone to Legacies. That's insane.
Yep.
Grimbold! Crazy.
Yeah, and as for his stats-wise, the same. Points-wise, he's 5 points more now, and his Might Will Fate have had that same change, the 2/2/1 instead of 3/1/1. You used to be able to have upgrade Warriors of Rohan to Hel Mingus for 1 extra point, which gives him strength 4 instead of 3, which I believe is still the same.
Could you give him a horse before, James?
No, you could not. Could you give him a horse now? Because everyone complained about it, so surely you need to change that. No.
So weird.
I mean, I get it. These are the ones they're not going to make anymore, so why would you add an option to him that they never did? But the fact he never had it in the first place, that was the dumb part.
Because he's an important character, or at least mentioned in the movies, and he's a captain of Rohan, essentially.
Yep.
Not giving him mounted options. It's one of those decisions in this game that's never made any sense.
Yeah.
Wild. And when I announced this was a legacy model, my first thought was, oh, they're going to re-release this with on foot and mounted.
But that's the point that they're not.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's crazy. Does he have anything extra?
No, everything else is exactly the same, really.
Okay,
So he's all good.
moving on, we have Erkenbrand, which is another one that's like really, really disappointing. I think there's 4 or 5 in the Legacies things that I'm still a little bit hurt about.
Yeah.
We've had 6+ months to get over it, but I'm still struggling. So 90 points for Erkenbrand. He is such a good hero, I've got to be fair. Fight 5, strength 4, defense 7, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and then 2/2/2.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically... So his Might Will Fate was 3/1/1. Now it's
Okay.
2/2/2. So he's actually got 2 Fate as well for losing that Might. Yeah, the Horn is basically the same, I believe. Oh, no, not quite. So it used to be that it adds 2 Courage rather than 1, but only affects Rohan models. That was it. Well, it's a bit wordier now.
Yeah.
So it's once per game Warhorn. He can unleash the blow until the end phase. Enemy models within 24 inches suffer -1 penalty to any courage test they take. So it takes away courage from others rather than adds a courage to your own.
Yeah, and there's the Riders of Rohan in Erkenbrand's warband may be upgraded to Westfold Red Shields, which is nice, for 1 point per model, and they treat Erkenbrand as a banner. Is that new or?
That is new, I believe. I don't think we said it at the beginning, but there might be some stuff that's in army bonuses and things like that that aren't particular to profiles, and they've been changed into profiles.
Yeah.
So there might be a couple of things that maybe we've said weren't there, but they might have been in a different form before.
True.
But on the profile itself, no.
Yeah. Moving on. King's Huntsman, 55 points.
You like this one?
I like this model. It's not one I'm putting on my list of tragedies,
No.
but he's pretty cool. He gets to re-roll in the ways of a natural 1, and if he slays a hero or monster model, he gets to return his might to his starting value, which is pretty cool. Apart from that, let's move on.
Yep.
There's some of these I don't want to spend
No.
ages on. Like, a lot of them are a lot more playable in the old edition than
Yeah.
others, so some of them we'll look at in detail, some of them we'll kind of glance over. Aeol the Young, one we've never used, and one that I don't even recognise as a model. Like, that visual doesn't look familiar to me.
No, that's true. I mean, his fight value has gone up.
He's good, god damn.
He was 3-starred might before because he had legendary hero the first time each turn that he spends a might point, roll a d6 on a 4+, it is free. First time each turn, yeah, exactly the same for that, but he's also got spear mastery now. So this model may use his throwing spears as a normal spear during the fight phase, so long as it hasn't made a shooting attack with it in the previous move or shoot phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, he just had throwing spears before, so.
Yeah, I mean, he's nothing exceptional, but what you'd expect for 120 points, let's say.
What about his horse? Is it still? It's still the same one. So still a 12-inch movement of a horse, so it's a good one to have.
Son of Aeol, 20 points.
Yeah. These standard ones are just a bit, yeah.
Outriders.
Don't think there's anything particularly different with them. Just added into a few certain lists.
Gildor, Inglorian, 70 points. On to the elves then. The elves got hit fairly hard.
Yes.
There was a few that sucked to have removed, but we'll get there. He doesn't have anything in particular that's super exciting, but he does have access to 2 magical powers.
Writhing Vines is a new one for him. He only had Immobilize before.
That's cool. That's cool. Not the kind of model that appeals to me, but yeah.
Yeah, there's certain thematic scenario lists. Maybe this would have been used, but it's not so much for us.
Yeah. We're then on to Eristor.
This was a sad one.
Yeah, this is one that will probably make my list of tragedies. It's a very cool looking model as well. I love the pose. I love the dual daggers, the Noldorian daggers. Anyway, 85 points. That is a solid hero for 85 points. Fight 5, strength 4, defense 7, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, 2/2/2. And the daggers he can use as throwing weapons and may re-roll to wound rolls of natural 1s when making strikes or shooting attacks with these weapons.
Yeah, or shooting attack. So it's actually got worse. It used to just be he could re-roll failed to wound rolls when throwing or making strikes with these daggers. Yeah, so that is quite a bit worse, really.
Yeah.
Natural 1s as opposed to just failed is huge. Stats-wise, he basically seems the same on that side. So I think he's actually stayed the same amount of points as well. He's one who's not had an increase. And I think that shows in the fact...
He should have had a decrease.
Well, it seems as everything seems to have an increase.
Yeah.
Staying the same is almost like a decrease.
True.
So, yeah. I mean, yeah, still not awful, but not as good as he was.
Rivendell Stormcaller. Again, they're cool models, but
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about magic in this game. If you've watched this channel for a while, you'll know that both of us are a bit like, don't know why. Don't know why. I think it's because it was so meta for a while. I just never liked meta chasing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, okay, cool. We'll move on from that one.
got some magical powers. And then there's the Lothlorien version, which is the same. And then onto the dwarves. What you're all here for.
Balin. So this is the Kingdom of Moria Balin.
110 points.
He stayed the same.
Stayed the same on
So
point.
this should mean he's worse.
So he's fight 6, strength 4, d8, 2 attacks, 2 wounds, and then 3 might, 3 will, 1 fate.
That is exactly the same.
Wow. Okay. So Durian's axe is a unique Master Forged two-handed weapon. Additionally, Balin may re-roll a single d6 when making a dual roll.
Exactly the same.
Yeah.
He did also have Longbeards,
Yep.
which is... Oh, yeah, that's at the bottom. Yeah, so basically he used to be spend a will point so you can re-roll your priority roll.
Yes. So he hasn't changed.
Is it as many times you want there still?
Yep.
Yeah, but it's still as many times. Oh, I thought that might have changed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's actually basically exactly the same.
Does he have access to the same heroic actions? Defense, march, resolve, strike?
It's March, Resolve, Strike. Yep, just in a different order.
Oh, well, there we go. That was interesting. Floy or Flowy, whatever you want to say.
Yeah, he's kind of another spelly one who came with Khazad-dûm.
He's not a spelly one, he's a lawmaster.
Oh, sorry, Lawmaster.
Kind of like us. We are lawmasters.
Yes.
Should we move on from him?
Yeah, I don't think there's a particular... King's Champion, that's one people have been a little sadder that he's gone.
Go on, let's have a look. Fight 6, strength 5. God damn, son. That is one strong dwarf. Defense 7, 3 attacks, 2 wounds, 2 on 1. He has strength and strike and the Herald's Duty, which is this model passes a bonus of, receives a bonus of +1 to its defense for each other friendly model with this special rule in its... Sorry, this Y is in the way. It is in base contact. Oh my god. It is in base contact with. If you have multiple King's Champions in your army, they will only ever get this bonus if being in base contact with other models of their own warband. Okay. Yeah. Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
I apologise for butchering that paragraph, by the way. Like, covering the screen is a camera with wires and then a light wire, so it's just covering words. Herald?
Yeah, it all seems very similar.
I quite like how the banner is so high it overlaps into the previous profile. Yeah, no might on him.
No.
But he does have fate and will, which is interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, yeah. And you basically can spend his fate for the champion, so assuming that is still the same?
No.
Oh, no. Okay, that is a...
If the King's Champion this Herald belongs to is wounded and this model is in base contact with it, oh, okay.
They just worded that so differently this time.
It cannot suffer wounds on the King's behalf. Okay, yeah, it is the same.
Yeah.
So, Dwarf Shield Bearer. 60 points. 5, 4, 8, 2, 2, 1, 0. 60 points. No will, no fate.
What is the... So what's his in defense of the king now? Declare the heroic action step of the fight phase of a friendly dwarf general is engaged in combat and is within 6 inches of this model, then this model may declare a free heroic combat.
Ooh.
If this is successful, it must move to join that general. Okay, I think that's basically the same as it was, but it used to be 3 inches.
Okay.
Yeah, it used to be 3 inches, so that has gotten better in a way.
Which is pretty good, because he can move further than his actual movement.
Surely not. No, he could just go 5 inches towards. So if he was just out of range...
Oh, because it's got to be within 6. What's the point with it?
You might as well done within 5, because he's got a 5
Yeah, that's what I was
going
going to say. Yeah, if it's within 6, there's certain points that he wouldn't be able to reach. Well, I suppose control zones and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They used to have lead by example. So friendly dwarf models within 12 inches can re-roll failed courage tests.
Oh.
That was when it may be more worth taking for that kind of size.
Is it still the 60 points?
Yeah, was 60 points, but lost that completely by the look of it. So they do less for the others and still cost a lot.
Murin and Dra.
These are very themey ones, so I don't think we're going to be...
They were pretty cool. I did like them.
They were cool, but yeah, it was just very specific to when.
Okay, this is the bit I've been looking forward to, looking at the actual lists.
Okay, cool.
I think there's no secret at this point that the biggest complaint about this edition has been list building.
Yes.
So the way to fix that is more lists with more variety in the lists, I guess. So, well, again, these are legacies and not official. I think most TOs will be using them or allowing them. Yeah.
I think it'd be a lot of the case of probably for at least this year now, they'll be allowed.
Yeah.
When stuff starts getting like FAQ'd, updated, and these things get left behind, that's when they might start being like, okay, no, we won't now because they're too outdated compared to why everything else has changed.
Yeah, it's very possible.
I suppose that only works if they're overpowered. If everything else gets more powered and these get underpowered, you might go, use them, they're just worse.
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. No, nothing in these updates feels overpowered to me, and it doesn't seem to stand out. It feels very, like they said, it feels like they've actually done test games with them and really...
I mean, the Defend the Sky special rule of the first army, I think, might be overpowered.
What? Yeah. Let's take a look at this.
Yeah, so this first army, Battle of Greenfields, is basically Banderbrass Took's army with whoever you want to take with him. And the options are basically Rangers of the North and Hobbits. So you could either go no models and take lots of Rangers, or all the models and take all the Hobbits. Or you probably even mix is the smart one, but who wants to do that? But yeah, basically one of the special rules is friendly Hobbit warrior models within 3 inches of Banderbrass gain Dominant 2.
Which is crazy.
I know.
It's only Hobbits.
It's only within 3, so it's basically one thing. Great if that was board wide. But yeah, it's funny to think of Hobbits as Dominant 2 type beings.
Yeah, and Banderbrass to get in heroic combat each turn for free.
Yeah. This is my list, I've decided.
Rangers also increase their attacks to 2, which I feel like any list that doesn't have that includes Rangers,
that should have been a profile
don't take
thing.
Rangers. Yeah, it's so dumb. And the Bounders is, whilst wholly within their deployment zone, friendly Hobbit models may re-roll to hit rolls of natural ones when making shooting attacks.
Hey, it's something.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun list.
Yeah.
I think it probably... This is ridiculous to say. This might be the most effective way to run Rangers.
Potentially, yeah. Yeah.
How it's not the great company, I'll never know. But.
No. I feel like if you're doing this list, you're not probably taking any Hobbit archers because you got the Rangers. There's almost no point having all that shooting.
I would take the Hobbits for sure because they get to re-roll.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's definitely one we need to try though.
Yeah, we just need to paint a lot of Hobbits.
Yeah.
Okay, next list, Fields of Celebrant. So this is this essentially Rohan getting Rohan?
Yes.
Is that what this battle would be?
No, this was this the whole Red Arrow story when Minas Tirith came to...
Oh, it could be.
But basically, I think it's a mixture of Rohan and generic Gondor.
Yeah, so you've got access to Eorl the Young, King of Men, Captain of Rohan with Horse, Captain of Minas Tirith, Rider of Rohan, Son of Il, Warrior of Minas Tirith, and Citadel Guard. Special rules, obviously, as normal. Heroes can only have their own warbands, blah, blah, blah. Birth of an Alliance. Friendly models within 6 inches of both a friendly Rohan model and a friendly Gondor hero model, both heroes, gain a bonus of +1 to any courage or intelligence test they're required to take. Meh. Gondor's Last Defense. Friendly Gondor models within range of an objective marker may re-roll to wound rolls of a natural 1 when making strikes. And the charge of Eorl once per game at the start of any friendly activation phase. Eorl can use this special rule so long as he's alive, blah, 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 and has cavalry. If he does, then until the end of the turn, all friendly cavalry models must charge when they move, if able. Additionally, until the end of the turn, friendly cavalry models that charge this turn may re-roll fail to wound rolls when making strikes.
And that's your last hurrah move, which I quite like.
I like it.
I like those once a game big moves
because
this timing of it and everything. I like it.
I like that list. It's cool.
Yeah.
Reclamation of Moria.
Oh, another mighty dwarven one, except this time old Balin instead of a Durin, I guess.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's fairly similar. I mean, it's interesting because obviously you can have Ori and Oin, champions of Erebor, because it makes sense. Even though they might be a bit older than that point, so maybe they shouldn't have been as good as those profiles. But yeah, it's a dwarf list. It's fun. What are the special rules with this one? So we get Reclaim Moria. At the end of the game, if you control more objective marks than your opponent, if it's applicable, or are in possession of more objective marks than your opponent, if applicable, you score an additional 2 victory points. That could be very handy. This can never take you over 20 victory points, and models that escape the board carrying an objective marker in total that are still in possession count for this purpose.
Where did in total come from?
I don't know. Honestly, the distance of this TV is where my eyes are really struggling distance. So it's, in and out of focus. As well as that, we got a Desperate Defense. While they're considered to be broken, they gain +1 to wound when making strikes.
Oof.
Ooh, that could be big. And Barlin's last stand at the beginning of the fight phase, at the start of the declare heroic action step, any friendly dwarf hero models that would be considered trapped may declare heroic defense for free, even if they could not normally declare heroic defense.
It's okay.
There's certain situations that could be incredible.
Yeah.
But dwarves do have such high defense a lot of the time. You're like,
Yeah.
just the natural 6s, I guess.
Yeah, I like it. I don't think it's going to be as heavily used as the standard Khazad Doom list.
No, maybe not. That +1 to wound, if you want to take like a heavy, I don't know, Khazad Guard, Iron Guard,
Low numbers. Yeah.
That could be quite handy if you're thinking you're going to break. But,
yeah, very true.
Yeah.
Expedition to the East. So this is Murin and Dra, Kirion, Captain of Minas Tirith, Dwarf Warriors, Dwarf Rangers, Minas Tirith Warriors, Knights of Minas Tirith, and Rangers of Gondor. What a random combination of people. Oh, this is the last one. So this is Campaigning Rune. Friendly models gain the Hatred Easterlin special rule. Handy if you go into Rune.
Yeah.
Unlikely allies, friendly dwarf models may re-roll to wound rolls with natural ones when within 1 inch of a friendly Gondor model, and vice versa. Mm-hmm. Spoils of war. At the beginning of the game, before either army has been deployed, your opponent secretly chooses a piece of terrain on the board. This contains the treasure your army is seeking. If a friendly model ends its activation in base contact with a piece of terrain and is not engaged in combat, it may search that piece of terrain. If it does, your opponent must reveal if it was their chosen terrain piece. If it was not, nothing happens. If it was, then the model discovers the treasure and leaves to return it to Minas Tirith. Remove the model from play. It does not count as a casualty. If when the game ends you have discovered the treasure, you gain an additional 2 victory points. It can never take you above 20. I personally love that. Just playing that army, you get an extra little objective.
Yeah.
Which, if you listen to our podcast, is actually something we talked about this week.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
That is, that is great.
Big fan. Big fan.
It's about random, but yeah, I love it. Okay.
So that is all of the list for the good side.
Yep.
Would you have a favourite there that you could pick?
I go between the Barlin one and the Hobbit one.
Yeah.
I feel Hobbit one is top, if I'm perfectly honest. I love the main 4 Hobbits, but there's something about that list that feels more appealing.
Yeah.
Because I don't really want like a Frodo.
No, same. I think for me it was either the Ranger Hobbit one or the last one. I really like that treasure rule. It's really cool. And I think being able to have dwarves with like Ithilien Rangers or Rangers of Gondor, whatever you want to call them, there's a cool little mix. Like I'd like to take an army there of like Captain of Minas Tirith with a Murin and Dra, and then run loads of Dwarf Rangers and Rangers of Gondor. Bow limit, you couldn't, but
yeah. I don't think I'd bother with Rangers of Gondor because Dwarf Rangers are so good.
3s and 3s, yeah.
But then you can take knights, so you could basically get some dwarf defense with some cavalry charging Minas Tirith, or some shield wall Minas Tirith. Like that's a high defense army.
Yeah, you split. If you take cavalry there, though, you're splitting your forces up quite quickly.
Or you just hold behind as you move up, and then when you get in, it's a potential. But yeah, it's an interesting mix. I do like it.
All right, shall we look at evil?
I think we should.
Now this one is significantly. There's 3 times the amount of profiles. So we might skim over a few more than we did in the last one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we're already at half hour.
Yeah, I think we'll just kind of pick out the main interesting ones.
Obviously, guys, I'm sure you're all aware, this is free, so you can look at these, but this is just our sort of reaction to the ones we're interested in. Yeah. We'll start with Camul the Easterlin. That's a pretty big one, so we will cover him.
Yes.
Has he changed? He's 5'5", strength 4, defense 8, 1 attack, 1 wound, and then 2, 12, 2. Saying 12 feels weird. He can have a horse, he's got challenge, channeling, and strike. Harbinger of Evil, 12 inches, terror, and will of evil. Lots of spells, can be added to Legions of Mordor, Army of the Great Eye, the Easterlins, and Grand Army of the South. So he's quite a versatile hero.
You could have taken him the other day.
I could have, yeah. Essence Leech. Each time Camul slays an enemy model in combat, he immediately regains a single will point spent in the battle. Additionally, at the start of the fight phase before the declare heroic action step, Camul may spend a will to increase his fight value, strength, or attacks by 1. This will only ever affect Camul, not any mount he is riding.
I mean, that is the same as it was before. Yeah. It is cool.
I've never used him, or even come up against him, I don't think.
Yeah. Go back up to his stat line just for a second. Just his main stats. I think he was the same. Yeah, he's still exactly the same on that side. 10 more points now. Yeah.
But nothing new?
Nothing new that I can see. Although, I say that, he can no longer take a foul beast. Horse is the only option.
What?
So, he can now only take a horse for 20 points when he used to have the option of horse, armoured horse, foul beast, or armoured foul beast.
And was a horse cheaper back then?
10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he would have been 130 max with a horse.
Oof.
Now you're looking at 150 if you want to mount him.
Ouch.
I don't even know if you bother wanting to mount him, to be honest.
And his fight value is the same?
Yeah. I see these. Like I like the idea of these ring wraiths.
Yeah.
But they just. I've never seen anyone play them.
Yeah, I had this like sudden urge the other day. Like, oh, Wraiths on Wings.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. I want to play it. But in reality, I just.
Yeah.
No.
Like I feel like to do it justice, you want like 1,000 points worth, so you can have loads.
Yeah.
But then I don't know. It doesn't appeal to me that much.
Right, we'll skip over all these ones, I think, like the Tainted, the...
Honestly, we've, like I say, this isn't our realm with these ring wraiths,
No.
and I don't believe there's been a massive change in them. I think the main thing is they've all lost their foul beasts
Yeah.
because they never did models with foul beasts.
Yeah.
So they basically, well, they've only ever got mounted, so that's your only option now.
Goroth, Captain of the Morannon. I can tell you now that Dominant 2 is a new rule.
He is 5 points more expensive.
He has 2 Fate.
He's another one. Might well fate 2/2 changed from 3/1/1.
Did he have Come Here Maggot before?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Added to Army of Gothmog, Legions of Mordor, and Army of the Great Eye. Zagdouche, Orc Captain. Cool model.
Yeah,
He gets 3 attacks at 60 points.
Why
It's pretty
can't I
good.
picture what he's from, or is he completely
Don't know.
custom for the game?
And I point out right now, it has got... Are you hot?
Yeah, it's boiling in here.
It's got, like, in the last 10 minutes,
Yeah,
I feel like the temperature's doubled.
yeah, it does that in here. He's still got 3 attacks. Zagdouche. That surprises me. He was 3/1/1 Might Well Fate as well, so he's now 2/1/1. Still the same points, so yeah, I think he's basically just as he was. Yeah, I honestly I can't picture this model at all. It's really weird. It's like this one just completely missed my MESBG knowledge.
It's cool though, right? The little shoulder pad.
Yeah, he'd make a cool captain now.
Yeah.
Although would he be allowed?
Or a cool Zagdouche.
Oh, yeah, well, you know.
Captain of the Black Guard.
So Blackguard in general are coming up now, aren't they?
For the Dark Lord. Ooh. Jeez, it gets 4+ courage if there's a ring wraith on the battlefield. That's quite cool.
Yep, that works exactly the same as before.
Fight 5, strength 5. I like captains of the Black Guard.
Defense 7. That's for evil armies. That's definitely good.
And potentially 4+ courage if you run it with a ring wraith. That's a let's get some Black Guard.
Yeah, he's 5 more points than he was, but I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
Cool. Drummers are drummers.
A standard Black Guard warrior then.
I can't find these.
Oh, what?
Or was this an upgrade?
Oh, it might have been.
No, but they got models, don't they?
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't.
Either way,
Yeah.
standard warriors, 12 points, James.
Yeah.
Fight 4, okay. Strength 5, defense 6. Strength 5, defense 6 for a standard warrior.
Damn.
I suppose he's automatically equipped with heavy armor and a shield.
Found him. Yeah, it was the same before as well. Fight 4, strength 5, defense 6, 12 points.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
Ouch. They are savage.
Yeah, you could swap shield for a banner. Yeah, it's pretty much the same.
Morgul Stalker, they have Stalk Unseen. I mean, they have 2 attacks, which is pretty cool for 10 points. But they're fight 3, strength 4, d4. I mean, strength 4 for 10 points and 2 attacks. It's pretty good. It's just actually getting to strike is going to be the hard bit with fight 3.
It's one of those, you have them in with something else.
Yeah.
You put them in around a captain or something who you're more likely to want to fight with, then you're doing damage.
Yeah. We've got Cardouche the Firecaller. Again, not a model that particularly appeals to me. It's a cool model, but it's one of those magic-y guys, and magic confuses me.
Yeah.
Orc Trackers.
Yeah, the trackers just tend to not get a lot of love.
No, they're not great. Ooh, Great
Oh,
Beast of Gorgoroth.
Yes, this was when people were not happy about going. Basically, a mini Mumuk.
Yeah.
It was a lot more viable, I believe. 25 points he's gone up in this edition, which I think showed how much people liked it before.
Yeah.
So for the Great Beast itself... Oh wait, that's all... Oh, they put the Orc Commander first on this one. Okay, so I think stats-wise it is basically the same from what I can see. Oh, it's gained a wound. It's 6 wounds now instead of 5 in the previous.
Oh.
I know the Howdar on this has changed in that I think they all shoot from the position of the captain, I believe it is, rather than individually from where they are in it to make it easier.
Yes.
From both ways,
Yeah.
I believe.
The Howdar can make a number of shooting attacks equal to its remaining wounds,
Yeah.
using its own shoot value of a 5+. Okay. These are treated as being made with an orc bow, can still be made if it's moved past its half its moving value and do not suffer the maximum penalty, and the line of sight is from the commander. Okay.
However, the Howdar, stats-wise, has changed dramatically.
Oh.
So now it's defense 7 with 9 wounds. It used to be defense 8, but it used to only have 4 wounds.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot harder to take out the Howdar.
Yeah. Okay, that's really interesting. And how many models can you really fit on that? That's not 9 models, is it?
I don't feel like you're getting 9 on there.
Well, you're starting off with 9 shots by the looks of it, so that's cool. It's kind of different, you know, this profile.
Yeah.
Not from its previous one, but in general in the game, it's quite a different model, and I quite like it.
Yeah.
It's also dominance 6.
Oh, it's
And it can trample.
Its trample has
Ooh.
actually got better as well. So it used to be 2 strength 6 hits. Strength 6 hits.
Oh wow!
And now it's 3 strength 6 hits. Dominance 6. That's big.
Can we get one?
I think we should.
Please, James.
Nice.
Can I have some great beasts of Golgoroth? I do like great beasts.
Yeah, I see why people liked it in the old edition,
Yeah.
but I feel like it's gotten better.
It has, yeah. Okay, Groblog for goblins.
He's just kind of another.
Yeah.
He's like the Hobbit one. Dominant 2 for Moria goblins within 3.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Mithril crowd.
Ashrak is kind of a goblin shaman type model.
Yeah. Again, not one I've ever seen used or anything.
Black Shield Captain. Black Shield was one people were a little bit upset about.
Yeah, it was just. I think it's more for a bit of variety. I think they're slightly better defense.
Yeah.
But again, it's.
They have Hatred Dwarf, which Hatred rules are always really useful.
Yeah, true. Shamans are shamans.
They look cool.
Drums are drums. Oh, Black Shield drums.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Ooh.
I like that. Run and drum.
Just picture them running. It's that channel you showed me the other day where they run and do stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Run and play the drums.
Love it. Yeah, these are pretty cool.
Nice. We've not had the Black Shield stuff, so I can't.
Yeah. Normal
Just
Black Shields. Oh, War Marauder. This is the one we were talking about recently.
Yes.
So you played a guy that ran these in our very first tournament, right?
Yeah.
And I think they were like really annoying.
They were, just because you keep doing wounds and the thing doesn't die, because you've got to kill so many things for the thing to count as a wound.
So
if I remember right, it was the case of you got to get rid of the entire thing before one casualty is counted.
Oh.
And that's where it was a pain.
Yeah, during the shoot phase, it can make a shooting attack with an orc bow for each goblin warrior with an orc bow still alive. These shooting attacks can still be made even if the War Marauder has moved further than half its move during that turn. Okay. Oh, and even if it's engaged in combat. Nice. That's pretty good.
Yeah, what were the points on it now? It was, it's gone up 5 then.
The stats the same? Fight 2.
It's basically a warg and goblin stats, so
Yeah. Okay, been added to the Moria list. Dweller in the Dark. This is a model that we bought,
very excited for.
painted, legacied, never used.
Yep. In terms of its stats, it's sitting exactly where it was, just at 5 points more expensive. Dominant 3 is quite handy, of course. But resistant to magic and terror is the same as it was. Murderous power, I think, is exactly the same. If it slays a model, it can regain a single lost wound.
Yep.
This was saying Rend is the only brutal power attack. It has thingy too.
That's when it says it can only regain wounds in this way by making strikes, never when using a brutal power attack.
Okay. Yeah, so there's some kind of wording with brutal power attacks in there still. Yeah, cool. I still think they're like cool things to take on certain lists. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have Malheur and
Ah,
Vrasku.
my boys.
Your
I
boys.
love these guys. why is it not showing me Vrasku? Yeah, these are ones that, like, I was gutted these ones were legacied.
I just never really got it. Like, Especially Mauher. Yeah, I don't know. It's a strange decision.
But like, I'm pretty sure Mauher is named.
Yeah.
Don't know if I'm. Yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Here's Rasku. Okay. Autocorrect keeps taking me to different profiles. Yeah. So in terms of his stats for Rasku, at least, he's at the same might, will, fate treatment of 2/2/1 instead of 3/1/1. Still got his accuracy and march. He's got sharpshooter. That's new. That's very handy for a hero, especially with a crossbow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would still happily be taking him in some lists.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think he's great for 70 points.
Yeah. And I just like it being able to have a captain type hero who can shoot. Sometimes it's
Shoot well. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's not many who can always actually shoot. It's usually you're taking him for the shield and defense.
Yeah. He's in Army of the White Hand and Muster of Isengard. Mauher. I wonder which list he'll be in. So he's in Lurtz's Scouts and Ugluk's Scouts.
Yeah. In theory, his main thing was bringing an 8-inch movement to your army before.
Yeah.
So I think he can still move 8 himself. No, he's 5.
No, he's 8. You're looking at 5.
Oh, sorry. Literally, my eyesight. Okay, yeah. So yeah, he can still do it himself, but I'm guessing, can he do it to anything else now? I guess not, because it comes in your army bonuses for Lurtz and Ugluk's a different build-up. So.
What's his points before?
He was 60.
So he's gone up 5. I think stat lines are the same, right?
Yep, exactly the same as Might Will Fate is the same as well. That has not changed.
He's always had 3 attacks, has he?
Yes, because he always had the 2 weapons, and for some reason that meant he had 2 more attacks.
Unhinged charge?
No, he had no special rules before.
Oh.
His option was the upgrading to Marauders for a point for an 8-inch move.
So at the start of a combat which
I
Mauher
love this.
charged, he may declare he is using this special rule before any dice are rolled. If he does, then he suffers a -1 penalty to his duel roll. However, if his side wins, he may re-roll any failed to wound rolls when making strikes in that combat.
See, you pair him up with someone, like your Lurtz, get them to win it, and then you get him +1. He can heroic strength as well, so he could be a strength 10 with re-rolls to wound if you even needed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'd bother with heroic strength if I've got re-rolls, but
that's just one of those. It's like if you're going against something huge, like a monster, you might want it.
True. Feral Urukai, 13 points.
Yeah, they're kind of just not quite as good berserkers, so I don't know when people would really take them.
True. Thryden Wolfsbane.
The old Dunland stuff.
Yeah, we love this hero. Every time we used him, he was really cool.
Yeah, I find stuff with Mighty Blow is often good.
Oh, yeah, it's insane.
It's just more deadly to watch out for.
There's a 12-inch stand fast, which is cool. Gerulf Ironskin, another one of those heroes. I have a fond connection to this hero because it was the model that we used for our Learn to Paint guide for Middle-earth, like basics of painting. Yeah. Shout out Alex, who actually did the painting in that video. But yeah, I just picture him on our thumbnail.
Yeah.
Very cool.
His Might Will Fate has gone from 3/1/1 to 2/1/2. So that's a slightly different change.
Yeah.
But he's actually stayed the same point, so yeah.
Guess a heroic defense for free, man. Frida Tallspear, Dunlending Chieftains, Dunlending Warriors. I'm curious to know if anyone's going to go back to playing this Dunlending army. I used to love them. I thought they were great.
They are, and I suppose you can use the new Wild Men model in these kind of ones for numbers, which probably means now these Dunlendings have more options in terms of what they could equip, because you could surely it means can they do firebrands and stuff, or are they not?
No.
They haven't actually let those go over. That's a shame. I thought they would just kind of let them be both, if you know what I mean.
They're decent. They're that's the best I can give them. Her skulls are pretty cool. They have
there's spear or two-handed weapon, isn't it?
And they get a bonus to +1 of fight value if they're in with a Dunland hero.
Cool.
Which only puts them to 4, but 4's better than 3.
Yeah, it is.
Castellan of Dol Guldur.
Oosh. Okay, where are we at with
it? Never provides stand fast to a nearby warrior. Selfish bugger. It can spend its will points as if they were fate points.
So they're actually 10 more points, and they've lost 2 will points. Oh. So they've gone up 10 points and lost 2 will points.
Whilst they're within 6 inches of Sauron or a ring wraith, they automatically pass courage tests.
Cool.
And he has a Morgul Blade. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can only be in the Rise of the Necromancer? Necromancer. Haradrim King. I feel like there's lots of Haradrim stuff, right?
Yeah.
Golden King of Abrakan.
There's been a lot going on about this model.
Okay.
Because the old one, you had two 25mm bases for the two things carrying.
Oh.
And now they've been smarter and just gone, there's a 50mm base for the entire thing. Because if I remember right, this is one of these ones that people were gutted about because it was really good. Let me...
I mean, it is 130 points.
It did used to be as well, though, so it hasn't changed.
Okay.
It's actually gone up in fight value. It's the same for everything else, though.
Okay. What about Golden Throne? It's a unique banner. Doesn't suffer the -1 penalty.
That's the same.
It's got Burly and Riches Beyond Renown. Can spend any number of will points which when an enemy hero within 12 and line of sight takes a courage test. If he does, for each will point spent, the hero's model's courage is reduced by 1. Is that the same?
Wow. Yeah, no, that's the same.
The Golden King may wait until after the courage test has been rolled to use this rule. Affected hero models may still use might will points to improve it. Okay, that's cool. I like that.
I mean, for 130 points, I'm not so sure. But
we have a delivery. You carry on, James.
Okay. Yeah. Didn't have much left to say about this one, and we're stuck on the page now. So
we're back.
We're back. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think that was pretty much everything for the Golden King. I personally don't quite see it, but Serpent Horde does seem cool.
It does. There's some cool models as well. The Abrakan Merchant Guard, yeah. Watchers of Karna, love that model. It's got twin blades, which increases its attacks to 2. I think getting 2 attacks on a warrior for 9 points is
10 points when you do
10
that.
points.
Yeah.
It's also got Hatred of Spirits, poisoned attacks, and resistant to magic, which is pretty cool. As well as Steely Nerve, which is Watchers of Karna gain +2 to their courage value when attempting to charge an enemy with terror. Additionally, it's the Blaze of the Dead thing, same thing. Okay.
Yeah, nice.
It's okay. Mahud King. Yeah. It can have a camel. Yeah, a lot of people obviously very devastated at the loss of these models.
The thing is, that was one of the things with Howard is there was so much variety in the list. You could make some really diverse, cool looking stuff.
Yeah, you really could.
It's definitely not the same as that now.
No, it's really not. It's a shame. Well, now it is.
Now, yes.
If TOs are willing to include them. It's all things like the Mahud Raider and stuff. They're just so cool. Really. Oh, half trolls. Let's have a look at half trolls because they're quite a unique model, quite a unique profile. So I think that's one definitely worth covering. 25 points.
Yeah, sorry. Some of these things are not searchable, so I'm having to go into lists to get them. Okay, they've gone up by 2 points.
They were 23 points.
Yes, randomly. 23. Stats-wise, they are the same.
Fight 5, strength 5, d6, 2 attacks, 2 wounds.
Yep.
Dominant 2, that's probably the only change, I imagine.
Yeah. I guess technically, for 1 point, you could have a 2-handed club, where now it's a free exchange for a single hand to a 2-handed weapon. So, yeah, it could just only be a point more expensive now.
Yeah.
I like those kind of ones.
I do as well, something a bit different. Khandish King, 100 points. Let's take a little look at this. Commanding presence, friendly models treat him as a banner with a range of 6. It's been added to the Great Army of the South. Ooh, the Chariot has dominant 3, and it moves via chariot charge. It will inflict 2 strength 4 impact hits. Oof. I feel like if I got hit by a chariot, it would hit a lot more than strength 4.
Yeah, I mean, strength 4 is what, like a captain?
Yeah. Being punched by a captain or being run over by a chariot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not enough.
What was he before?
So, see, the Khandish King was 95. Stats-wise for the rest of it was the same. And 221, yeah, still exactly the same. The only thing he used to have, the Chariot was 30 points, which is now 35. Or you could have had him on just a horse. A horse?
Horse.
A horse.
Horse, you say?
Oh, yes, a horse.
Strong Connery.
Yeah, pretty much the same on that side.
Chieftains, warriors, they're all it's an interesting one because this is probably, because we have none of this far Harrod type stuff, we're probably never going to use any of this, which makes me sad because I'd like to. Yeah. But it'd be a big investment to then get a list. Unless someone can come on the channel. That's what I was going to say. This is the one where, a guest comes on and brings their army of this to bring it out of the box one more time. Yeah. Yeah, it's such a different army. Yeah. It's so sad it's not allowed.
I definitely if I'd looked at this more in the last edition, a army of charioteers,
Yeah.
like that could have been cool.
Ooh, what's
Okay.
this? Let's have a look at this. Razgush, war leader of the North.
It's so hard not to say a name like Razgush with like some kind of accent.
Razgush. Razgush. Yeah. So he has bone breakers, a unique hand weapon. Enemy models with an elven weapon engaged in combat with or supporting a model engaged in combat with Razgush do not receive the bonus to the roll off. Should it be a draw? That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So he basically cancels out elven
Yep.
weapons. He's got Elf Bane and Hatred Elf.
Oh,
Ooh, he does not like them elves.
no.
Beasts of Mirkwood. He can include bat swarms, Mirkwood giant spiders, and hunted spiders, and fell wargs in his warband, even if they're not listed in the army list.
That's
so cool.
oh, why can't more think of like things like that?
Yeah, that's such a
That's such a good way to get around the list building as well.
yeah. Oh man.
Oh, why does it have to be like legends, legacies?
Yeah. As a 12-inch standfast as well. He is a cool model. I like this guy. Let's get him. I actually like the model itself as well.
Oh, the standfast thing is new.
Oh, is it?
War Leader of the North used to be his warband may only include Orc Warriors, Warg Riders, Bat Swarms, Spiders, Giant Spiders, Foul Wargs, Orc Captains, Orc Warriors, and Warg Riders. Oh no, up to Foul Wargs, and those last three, they also gain Hatred Elf.
Nice.
Punctuation.
Is the points the same?
The only thing that's increased is fight value. It's gone up to 6. It was 5.
But the points?
Points, he's gone up by 10.
Oh, fair enough. He does seem pretty savage.
Yeah.
I think we're on the last couple now. We got an Orc Shaman.
Yeah.
Golfimble. Orc Captain. Such a random looking model.
Yeah, it's just the one to go against the Hobbit one.
It really, to me, looks like it should be from Old World. Or
Yeah, it looks like they had like a rejected design from Old World and just went, oh, that works.
He has the best named special rule ever, though. Impressive girth. Which, by the way, is whenever he suffers a wound on a d6, roll a 5+, it's ignored. He may use might to influence it, though he may not use it against magical powers.
Yeah, that's basically exactly the same as it was. Yeah, cool.
Spider Queen.
Oh, see,
Gross.
I still love the spider army idea.
Ugh.
I just love creatures, like a creature one idea.
Oh, okay, let's look at the list then.
Okay, cool.
Exciting. So, we have Fell Beings of Mirkwood, which
Yep.
is Razgush, Spider Queen, Mordor Captain, Shamans, Drummers, Warg Riders, Orc Warriors, Trackers, Giant Spiders, Hunting Spiders, Bat Swarms, and Fell Wargs.
Yeah, I want to run this.
Yeah, what else can Razgush be involved in?
What?
Army of the Great Eye. So you can take him in Army of the Great Eye, and that allows you then to include all these extra things that you wouldn't normally have,
Yes.
which is cool.
But
I
then
was going to say, they're already in this list. So
Yeah, so yeah, it's like, I like the look of that list. That seems fun.
It does.
Even again, like, so he's already got Hatred Elf. And there's also the War Leader. So whilst engaged in combat with an enemy Elf model, Razgush gains a bonus of +1 to his fight value as well.
Yeah.
And he was already put up to fight 6 in this, so he becomes a fight 7 against Elf.
So he actually can compete with elves.
Yeah,
Wow.
I do like that.
And just friendly models gain Hatred Elf.
Oh, everything.
Wow. This is the anti-elf army.
I like it. If the elves become meta.
Well, I was going to say, elves have been really popular in our tournament.
Yeah, they
So we
have
tend to
actually,
have like all three of the elven factions
Yeah.
as well. So
I don't think we've had a tournament where they haven't all been represented.
yeah, it's wild. Wow, I like that list.
Yeah.
God damn, that's good. Okay, Assault on Lothlorien. So this is Ashak, Durzag, they're all orky names.
Yeah.
I feel like this is like the light version of the previous one. Any game using this army list automatically takes place at night using the Fighting at Night special rule. Okay. And Ruthless Savagery, friendly Orc and Goblin models gain a +1 to wound when making strikes against an enemy that's outnumbered, which is a fairly low pointed list, so
I mean, you could spam goblins and stuff,
Yeah.
so yeah.
likely. I like it. Not as good as the other one in my opinion, but still good.
Yep.
Army of Dunland, we know what to expect in that. Let's look
Yep.
at the
And
rules.
you could take the wild men in that as well. It did actually have that.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can take all those flaming brands, light shields as options, along with other Dunlending warriors. So you could start spamming this list quite highly.
Okay, the special rules for this then. Friendly Dunland models gain the Hatred Rohan.
Yeah.
So you got better versions of Wild Men that also get Hatred Rohan.
Yeah.
Friendly banners have a 6-inch range. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And Dunlending Warcry, once per game at the start of any fight phase, Thryden can use this rule as long as he's alive. If he does, Until the end of the turn, friendly models within 12 gain +1 to wound when making strikes.
Whoa. I see, yeah, like we said, we always had a soft spot for this list, and it's not going anywhere.
I'm so glad it's back.
Yep.
Variags of Khand.
Yeah, this is all, obviously, the Khandish stuff. Their special rules are the Khandish King, that is your general, gains an additional might. Additionally, so long as he is alive and on the battlefield, your general counts as a banner for the purposes of victory points.
That's always super handy.
Yeah.
Can this list take a banner?
I'm going
It
to
can't,
guess,
so there we go.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yes.
And as well as that, you've got Khandish Fury. Once per game, at the start of any fight phase, you can declare that you are using this ability so long as there is at least one friendly hero model alive and on the battlefield. If you do, then until the end of the turn, friendly warrior models that are within 3 inches of a friendly hero model gain +1 to their fight value.
I like these once per game rules.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
Yeah, they definitely, they make you think nicely. And also, it's also worth noting, horsemen and charioteers do not count towards the bow limit for this. So
Ooh.
it's Rohanish in that sense for a certain thing, but yeah, that's cool.
Farharad. Obviously, the expected composition.
Yep.
Oh, excuse me. Warrior Pride Mahood warrior models within 6 inches of a friendly hero model automatically pass courage tests. If your general slays an enemy hero in combat, until the end of the turn, friendly Mahood warrior models within 6 gain +1 fight value. And whenever a friendly Mahood model suffers a wound, roll a d6. On a 6, it's ignored.
Nice.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, a few things are going to survive with the whole ignoring wounds on 6s thing.
Yeah.
You just got to remember to do it.
Yep. Over to you.
Ravagers of the Shire. So this is the Golfimble list. Yeah, it's basically orcs and wargs. Oh, you can take hill trolls in this list as well, which is quite cool. Yeah, so basically you have to take Golfimble as your general, and he may declare a heroic combat each turn for free.
Always super handy.
Which is, yeah, I mean, why not? And while he is alive and on the battlefield, friendly orc models gain +1 to any courage test they're required to take. Yeah. That's all right. I mean, nothing special. And then overwhelm the foe. Friendly orc models gain a bonus of +1 to wound when making strikes against an enemy that is outnumbered in a combat. That's okay, but considering this list is likely to come up against hobbits, in terms of like thematic stuff, it's hard to be outnumbered by hobbits.
That's very true.
No, to not be outnumbered by hobbits. Sorry, wrong way around.
The Spider Queen's Brood.
Wow,
so
your favourite?
Yeah, gross. Can include fell wargs and bat swarms, which is cool. Beasts of the Forest. Warbands from this army do not need a hero to lead them if they number 6 or more models. Instead, one warrior model within the warband takes on the role of warband's captain for the purposes of deployment. Warbands without a hero model leading them may not include more than 12. After both sides have deployed, but before the first turn begins, a player using this army list may place 4 25mm markers on the board. Web markers cannot be set up within 3 inches of an enemy model or objective marker and cannot be within 6 inches of the board edge or within 9 of another marker. Any non-spider model within 3 inches of a web marker is considered to be in difficult terrain. Additionally, spider models do not need line of sight to charge when within 3 inches of a web marker. That's really cool.
Ooh, yeah. Not having line of sight to charge, I think, is huge.
Ah, yeah, it can be such a ball ache. Protect the Queen. Whenever the Spider Queen suffers a wound, before any fate rolls are made, she may roll a d6. On a 3+, she may choose a single friendly spider model within 1 inch to immediately suffer the wound instead of her.
Nice.
When a friendly spider model, warrior model, charges an enemy infantry model, they gain the knock to the ground special bonus as if they were cavalry. This bonus is lost if they are subsequently charged by an enemy cavalry model. Useful. If the Spider Queen declares a heroic move in the same turn as an enemy hero and subsequently loses the roll off to see which heroic move will go first, she may choose to cancel heroic move and regain the might. Ah, that's amazing.
Oh, that is so good.
That's really handy.
I really like the sound of this list.
Yeah, that is actually really cool.
Gonna have to play it soon before it becomes unplayable.
Yeah, I like that one a lot.
To be fair, I think I still prefer the other one with spiders in.
Yeah, for sure. Is this... Oh, that's it.
Oh, that's the end. Okay, cool.
We have completed them.
We have evil lists done, or legacies done.
Legacies is done.
What do you think with the evil ones then?
Oh, I like them. A lot more than I was expecting to.
Which one? Which two? Standing out
It's got to be that Nazgoosh. Yeah. That one.
Nazgoosh.
Yeah, I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, mixing that with spiders and elf hating, it does sound really fun.
Yeah. What about you?
definitely that one. I like the creatures. I just want like lots of creepy creatures.
Yeah, I also really like the look of the loads of chariots and stuff like that, the Khan stuff. It's just, it's cool, and I think a part of it may be because I've never used it.
Yeah.
I've never even been at a tournament where I've seen that army.
No, same.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
So I think there's a little bit of, I don't know, is grass always greener the right term? But you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'd like to give it a go. But again, those sort of lists, same as Far Howard, because we've got nothing for them, it's such an investment to... So yeah, if anyone's got that list or one of those lists and want to come and use it on the channel, drop us a message on Instagram at the Tabletop Alliance.
Yep, or if anyone wants to come use an Alpha army and I'll use the Nazgûl, I'll...
Yes. Hate those elves.
Set any guests up to lose as much as we can.
The biggest discussion with the release of this PDF is, are tournaments going to allow them? And we were part of like a GBHL TO group, and it was a big debate in there. Like, all right, guys, are you going to be allowing these?
Yeah.
And I'd say it was about 75% of people saying yes. I said yes. I said I don't really see a downside to allowing them.
No.
A lot of people said, well, those that are new to the game have a disadvantage because they can't include these models because they're no longer available to buy. I get that, but also
there's a lot of stuff
they're not allowed in non-GW tournaments anyway.
Yeah.
Do you know what else is not allowed in non-GW tournaments?
Proxies.
In GW tournaments? You know what I mean? Yeah, proxies. So if it's not an official tournament anyway, just proxy them.
Yeah. Yeah, that is true. But there's also, it's the thing of like not everything is available to buy all the time anyway.
Yeah.
Legacy or not.
Yeah.
So that is going to be the case to anyone new to the game regardless.
It's very true. Very true.
I'm on the same boat. I think there's no reason not to. Like we kind of mentioned, if in a year's time other stuff gets changed, things get updated, and if they become out overpowered even,
which
then
they won't.
Which they shouldn't. No, there shouldn't be a reason they do. But that's when you then go, okay, no, that's because it hasn't been looked at in a year or two. We can't allow that one.
And I think the more things that are available in tournaments, the less something becomes meta.
Yeah.
Because there's more things to counter it.
Yeah.
It's like when we had only 2/3 of available armies, Eagles rose to the top very quick. Because we didn't have roughly 33% of available lists. So yeah, I think now that we've got the third book and we've now got this, it's just, it widens the pool, meaning there's less to get to the top.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
In theory.
Yeah. Like, what's been the argument against it, really? Just...
I think the biggest argument is just, well, new players can't have it.
Yeah, I just... Like I said, I don't see that as a good enough argument.
I agree.
People will hate me now for saying that.
People hate us anyway. So.
No, but generally, like, if you've got a reason why you would or wouldn't, like, let us know, because I can't... It sounds really one-sided, but I just can't get my head to believe why you wouldn't.
Same as me. Like James said, if you do have a reason, a valid reason why these shouldn't be allowed, and I think a lot of people are just saying because they're not supported.
Yeah.
But they have just matter?
They've literally just been released with the support.
Yeah, they've just been released with the support, with the balance. And also, I don't know, pick a model. Imrahil, he is supported. He is an official model. But how often do they really make changes?
Yeah.
Not very often at all, you know? So
he is supported. Nobody wants to play him now. The ones that are not supported, everyone's going, oh yes, I can't wait to play those ones.
Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed this a bit more with actual visuals on screen. It was great fun for us. I enjoy these videos, and now I'm really, as much as we've been nagging for it for months, I'm quite sad that we've got nothing new to talk about. No new profiles come in or...
No, there's nothing really, is there at the moment? What's next?
When's the next supplement? It's going to be the War of the Rohirrim book. Because there was like leaks, wasn't there?
No, I think that was just a wrong PDF. I think that was just they just released an image and the wrong image was on it. I think it's supposed to be the Third Armies. I don't think that's the real thing.
No?
I don't think so.
That's weird. Where would that image come from?
Because what would be in it? We've had the War of the Rohirrim.
Scenarios. Narrative scenarios.
Don't think I do a book for that. That would be like a PDF.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Anyway, hopefully there's some more stuff coming soon. Yeah. I said hopefully a lot then. But I guess that brings us to the end of the video.
Yes, it does.
Guys, thank you very much for watching today. As always, leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think of these profiles, which armies you're glad to see, excited to use, or sad to come up against, scared to come up against. If you want more mesbg and tabletop content for us, be sure to check out our Patreon. There's access to our Discord as well as our Patreon exclusive podcast and Battle Company's campaign. Consider checking that out. Have a great day. Subscribe, like. See you next time on the Tabletop Alliance.
Bye, guys.
See ya.